So we just got our first official look at gameplay for Spider-Man in Marvel's Avengers that is releasing next week on November 30th. All of this video footage does come from IGN's exclusive review video. So they did a review over there on it. They showed off some gameplay that was provided from Crystal Dynamics, and I'll go ahead and talk about some things that it seems to confirm and just how it looks in general. So if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. So I think the first thing, which might be one of the more important things that to come out of this review video and this gameplay footage, is that it confirmed all three heroic abilities. So his assault will be a web bomb that covers enemies in kind of an area of webbing. And then spider drones, which at least one of the configurations, I'm sure there's going to be multiple configurations of it, but one of the configurations on it is that when enemies get close to you within a certain distance of the web drones will start to web them up. And then honestly, my favorite thing to come out is that his ultimate heroic is called the Wrecking Ball, which is basically a gigantic ball of web that looks like a wrecking ball that he slams on the ground. And the reason why I'm most excited about this is because I was wholeheartedly expecting Spider-Man's ultimate heroic ability to be like, Captain America's or Black Panther's, where it was going to be kind of like a state that he goes in, like an altered state. But honestly, I'm really happy that it's a singular damage move. And obviously, when you slam the Wrecking Ball on the ground, it also covers everybody in webs. But I'm really excited for the fact that it's a singular damage move, because if you've seen any of my build videos, you know that that's how I like to build my characters. I like to do heroic builds so that I can increase their heroic damage as much as possible to output the single most damage at a given time. So then I would say the second most important thing that they confirmed is they kind of confirmed swinging on like a glass ceiling of sorts. So kind of akin to like Spider-Man 1 on GameCube, which, you know what? It would be wonky if this was a normal Spider-Man game and he was just swinging on nothing, but I'm honestly happy with this because they have to accommodate. At the end of the day, they have to accommodate for adding Spider-Man to the world of Marvel's Avengers. And if he was only allowed to actually swing on like buildings or objects that are above him, he would not be able to be swinging on like 70% of the maps. So there's that. It's just a good decision in my opinion. It obviously doesn't make that much sense, but it is a good decision in my opinion. So apparently they confirmed what they called a quote-unquote new status effect, which is webbing. Now, when I say quote-unquote new status, it's because I don't think that we'll be able to get gear. I should say, I don't think anybody else besides Spider-Man, at least, will be able to get gear that involves webbing. It might be possible that Spider-Man himself gets gear with perks on it that affect his webbing and stuff like that, which would make sense and would be cool. But obviously, because he's a PlayStation exclusive, I don't think anybody else is going to get gear that involves webbing and stuff like that. And so they want to keep everything, but obviously besides Spider-Man, they want to keep everything on both consoles as the same as possible. So when it comes to webbing as well, it looks very similar to how it might be in like Insomniacs and stuff. It just looks like when someone is fully webbed up, it allows for takedowns. So basically, if you use a web bomb and you web up multiple enemies in the area, you can do you can do back-to-back takedowns on them. So it just makes them susceptible to being done takedowns immediately. Similar to how like Black Widow's invisibility and stuff, Veil of Shadows is and stuff, where as soon as someone gets even close to low health, she can just do an immediate takedown, stuff like that. So IGN said they were disappointed that there wasn't a story. So obviously they confirmed 100%, I should say, that there wasn't a story. But at the same time, we already knew that because of the way it was described in like one of the blogs, that it's a hero event and not an operation, and that we will live kind of through his story with like the archive type stuff that we can get from doing mission chains and stuff, it sounds like. So we would complete like a mission chain with him and then unlock like an audio recording and stuff, and that's how his story is progressed. So he doesn't have actual story missions or a villain or anything like that, which again, at the end of the day, makes sense because this, he's a PlayStation exclusive. They don't want to give, obviously the fact that he's going to be on PlayStation at all is a big difference from the Xbox version, but they don't want to go like overboard with it. They don't want to give PlayStation players a crap ton of more content than what Xbox would have. So that's why it's just flat out the hero, period. Now, I will say, from what I see, the swinging does look like it could potentially be choppy sometimes. But it honestly, the swinging still does look, just in general, better than I expected it to be. And then they were talking about how he feels like Black Panther, but more agile, and I can definitely see that, which might be kind of a very small downside. Not necessarily a downside in regards to like Black Panther's bad, but it could be a potential downside because he could just feel very similar to Black Panther and how his combat plays, as in like he doesn't necessarily feel like a totally different character. Again, I'm basing this off of IGN's reviews, and I have nothing to go off of for myself. So I think it's not going to matter that much, but we will wait and see. Overall though, I think it looks good, especially the swinging, which like I said, looks like it could be choppy, but it looks a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Overall, I think everything looks a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So I'm honestly excited. He drops in a week from, so I'm releasing this on Monday, the 22nd, so he drops a week from tomorrow on the 30th, and we have a war table that goes more in depth with him and the Claw raid a week from today on the 29th. So that about wraps up everything that we've seen from him today. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, and I appreciate you for watching the video.